Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market. And today let's try something a little bit different on the video. Let me know if you guys like it. First, we're going to do a quick market update, but a bulk and the majority of the video is going to be questions and answers. So I put ask me a question on my Instagram so you guys were able to ask me a questions on. And I'm sure a lot of you guys will have the same questions that other people were asking, so make sure you stick throughout the entire video to see all the questions that were asked. So a quick market update, you can actually see some of the top movers. Tesla up is 4%, almost to $700. They're on a little bit of a rally right now. Remember, I was saying buying around under $600 is a good buy point, and selling above $800 is the place to sell Tesla, and I still think that's true. Buying under 600 for long term, selling above 800 is perfect. Now, after that, you can see some of these other movers. Disney's the one that everyone's talking about. I don't know how close you guys follow everything, but I saw some analysts saying that Disney can easily push up to $200 per share to $220 per share. In my opinion, I would not be buying Disney just yet. I want to buy in right around that $160, $150 price range. $155 would be the best, and $170 would be the highest that I would buy Disney. I think it's very possible for them to push that low again, although they are an absolute fire. People are talking about the Black Widow. It just came out, and that's what's causing them to push higher. Should investors be buying Disney stock at current prices? Black Widow brought in $80 million in box office sales and generated another $60 million through Disney Plus streaming services in the first weekend. So remember, without Disney Plus wasn't even a thing like a year or two ago, and they brought in an additional $60 million, almost 80% additional revenue just from Disney Plus. So that's a really strong thing to consider about the business. And Disney World's opening back up, so it might be a good one to look into. But that is the market update. We're just doing a small market update. Let's jump into questions and answers. So if you guys like the question and answer segment, we'll do them more frequently. Ask me a question on my story, and I got a few questions in here, not many. So let's just answer every single question, no matter what they are. I'll answer all of them for you guys, and let me know in the comments how you guys like the question and answer segment also. So what thoughts on SPCE in the long run, question mark? Are they going to be good? And I think the question to the left of that, the two at the top, are the same, asking about SPCE. So SPCE, I actually talked about them in one of my recent videos. I think they're high risk, high reward. For long term, obviously they can make a lot of money. But for example, what if one of the rocket ships blow up with some people inside and, bad things start happening for the company? They can easily go bankrupt, because if a rocket explodes, it's a lot of money. So you have to weigh the risk versus reward, and the risk is obviously there and the reward is there. So they are a high risk, high reward stock. Now after that, down, you can actually see, where do you think Doge is going? I've talked about this before too. I think that Doge can easily go back to 40 to 50 cents a coin. I think they're good for swing trades because they're very volatile. They'll move down and up very quickly. So my swing trade right now is buying right around 15 cents to 20 cents and then selling right around 30 cents to 40 cents or even 50 cents with some of it too. This one says, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? I was in digital marketing and very heavy in digital marketing, so I know how to market companies very well. But as of right now, I am full-time in the stock market. So let me know if you guys want to hear my transition from a 9-to-5 going full-time in the stock market. Also, if I want to invest in crypto, how long should I hold for? And what is the best cryptocurrencies? I think, I've answered this question before too. I think that you should at least have a 5-year mindset with cryptocurrency. If you have even a 10-year mindset with cryptocurrency, it can get you to retirement a lot quicker. In my opinion, Bitcoin and Ethereum, you just want a dollar cost average, put $5, $10 into each of them per day. So you're just consistently getting exposure for the long term, day to day. And 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, that can definitely pay off. Another one that you might want to look into is ADA. And I just put out a video, 2 videos ago? It was all about cryptocurrency. So make sure you watch that video if you want more in detail what I would do with cryptocurrency. So this one says, how much did you start with and what age did you start at? I'm 27 years old right now, and I started when I was 22. So about 5 years ago I started, and it takes some time, right? So for a long time, I remember, I had some money to my name, but I only kept like $2,000 to $5,000 in the stock market for like a whole year. my first year in the stock market until I was comfortable and I proved to myself that $2,000 I could actually make $4,000, $5,000 from that 2,000. And then once I actually gave myself 12 months and saw that I was profitable with $2,000, I upped it to like $10,000 and then $20,000 and started slowly building every single day, having a goal of investing around $500 a month in the beginning, by the way, was my goal. And then I upped it to about $1,000 to $1,500 per month every single month into the stock market once you become more comfortable. Now, after that, we see our blue chip stocks, the best to get into right now, and what are some of them. I think that blue chip stocks are probably the most overvalued stocks right now, so you definitely have to be careful with that. And obviously, they are the best stocks, but at the moment, they're not the best buys. So like Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, of course, all of those ones you want to get into and you want to buy for long term, but it's really hard to buy those right now because they're so overvalued. So I would be dollar cost averaging in a very small amount and waiting for around a 20% drop in the blue chip stocks or the extremely large market caps before I start buying in heavily. But I think that dollar cost averaging in, if you're going to be holding for 5 to 10 years, is a great way to go about it. Now, option plays for this week, somebody asked. I probably won't be doing a video this week, but I'll definitely be posting on my close friends at least 2 options this week, 1 to 2 options this week. So definitely watch out for that if you're on the close friends list. And if you want to get on and you want options every single week, DM me. I'll help you out with that. Now, this question says, do you think NIO will go to $300 or more? So I would be considered with it even going to $80, before $300 or even $60. I think $60 to $80 is a strong possibility. And to answer the question pretty directly, yeah, I think it can go to $300, but I think it's going to take 10 years, 5 to 10 years to go up that significantly. But I think NIO has the potential to 10x over the next 10 years. Now, if you had $100 to invest, what stock would you get? That's a pretty good question. If you only had $100 to invest, first off, I would recommend a savings account, before even investing in the stock market. So if you only have $100, you need to focus on building up an emergency fund, it's called, 3 to 6 months of monthly expenses. So if your rent is, $1,000, your car payment's $200, and all your other payments, you add all those up, times that by 3 to 6, and that's what your emergency fund should be. Once you have your emergency fund in place, then you can start actually investing in the stock market. And if I only had $100 for the stock market, I would probably go the safer route instead of going. A lot of people might think that, hey, I want to go the risky route, put it in Dogecoin, try to double it, triple it. What I would focus on is like being consistent. So if you only have $100 to invest, at least try to do $50 per month. Everyone should be able to do at least $50 per month in the stock market. And then by the end of the year, you should have around $600 to $1,000 in 1 year. So if you invest just $50 a month and you invest properly the right way, you can easily have $1,000 by the end of the year. I talk about stocks in my YouTube video all the time. If you're low on money and only have $100, you should be high on knowledge. Since you don't have money and you have all the time in the world, you should really be focusing on studying, and you should be watching every single one of my YouTube videos all the way through so you can learn as much as possible. So in the future, when you do have money, you can invest it the right way. So if you don't have a lot of money and only $100 to invest, you might honestly want to invest that in a stock market training course. So that way you can actually learn when you actually save your $50 per month and have $1,000 that you actually know how to invest that $100. All right, let's keep moving on. After percent loss, one should accept their loss and pull remaining funds out in swing trade. Yeah, after what percentage loss should I pull my funds out, basically? And I would suggest, actually, I have a full video of this on my training program, and it's typically the best is right around 50 to 30% losses. So anywhere between 30% loss to a 50% loss. After you get to a 50% loss, it's very, very tough to make your money back Because, for example, if you have a 60% loss, if you do the math, you need like an 80% gain to make up for like a 60% loss. So kind of think about that. How long do you keep the calls? 1 to 2 days? And no, I typically don't keep them 1 to 2 days unless they fly up. I typically at least like to keep them a few weeks to a few months, some of the calls, okay? Which stock is good for this week? I put out a video yesterday talking about 5 different stocks. Do you regret selling a stock that skyrocketed after selling? And that's a bad mindset to have. You should never think, oh, I could have made more money here. I could have made more money there. That's kind of a loser's mindset, because no one's ever going to get out or in at the perfect time. As long as you're hitting your goals and you're getting that 30% on your trades, 40%, 50%, you should be happy to lock in profits, because like an old saying that I've heard for a long time, it goes, no one ever went broke locking in profits. Okay, so no, you're not gonna go broke. You're not gonna lose money by locking in profits. And if you get into that mindset of holding on, oh, what could have happened, that could have happened. That's definitely a bad mindset, and something you want to steer away in the stock market with that mindset. Now, do you have a BlockFi? I don't. Thoughts on ChargePoint? Yes, I like ChargePoint for long term. I sold a lot of their profits. We were up like 40%, 50% on the stock. So I took a lot of profits, probably 50, 60% of my profits out. But as soon as they go down, which I think they're heading down actually right now, would be a more attractive time for me to get back in pretty heavy into them for long term, 2 to 3 years. But you buy stocks that aren't as big, or slowly buy shares of bigger stocks? So we kind of already answered this. If you're looking to get a big deal, you probably want to stay around, large cap, not extremely large cap, but maybe like $2 billion market cap to like $20 billion market cap. Because after $20 billion market cap, 50 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion, 1 trillion, all of those market caps are extremely inflated in my opinion right now. I typically like to buy the $200 billion market caps, $1 trillion market caps, like Facebook, Amazon, and those guys. But right now they are pretty inflated. And like we talked about before, you should wait for a dip. If you're looking for a good deal, there's still some good deals right around that $2 billion market cap range. $5 billion market cap range is probably where you should be aiming. And remember, the share price of a stock doesn't matter. So if it says like $100 for a stock or $1 for a stock, that doesn't matter. It's the market cap that you should be looking at, and the PE ratio too. And that's how you really, those are like the 2 best ways to tell if a company is overvalued. Now, we learn all about stats and PE ratios in my course. So if you want to get a better understanding to learn about how to tell if a stock is overvalued, undervalued, if you want to become a value investor, DM me and I will help you out. Where to invest as a 21-year-old student. We kind of already touched on this one. If you only have $100, you should really be investing your time to learn a lot of new information. When you're 21 years old is the time when you want to learn. That's when I picked up the stock market and learned. And if you pick up the stock market and learn when you're 21 years old, then you set yourself up for success. So when you're 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, you have a lot more knowledge and you're not as green and not such a beginner in the market. Now you've earned some stripes, you know where to invest, you know where to put your money, and you can earn it a lot easier too. So investing your time and learning knowledge is the best thing to do if you're absolutely broke right now. So let me know how you guys like that question and answer. We only got a few question and answers, not too many. Usually when I do one of these, I'll get like hundreds and hundreds of responses. I kind of put it low-key on my post. The post that the journey of a 7-figure portfolio begins with a single $100 investment. Wealth takes time. Be patient. Don't forget. And then I stuck the ask me a question right below that. So if you didn't get to ask me a question, don't feel bad. I probably will do this again if enough people like the video. I'll be more than happy to do another question and answer for you guys also. Don't forget to share this video with a friend. Subscribe with post notifications on so you don't miss any of my videos. And DM me if you want to learn a little bit closer from me one-on-one, and if you want to follow my trades and get access to all my watch lists and all my trades when I do them, what I'm buying, when I'm buying, how much I'm buying also. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.